and being able to depict great talent, being able to sit down and actually put great talent together. As per se, we did one of our house shows at the old Bumpers, and with this house show we brought down a guy by the name of Johnny Giobasco from Toronto. And this guy, the guys from Toronto, from Notorious TID, Custom Made Man, Fellatio, all these guys, some of them were in the WCW power plant, the WCW days, and pro talent, even the Ebony Express. But make a long story short, Johnny Giobasco is Santino Marella in the WWE. And the day that he came down to wrestle for us, we didn't even give him a mic promo. He didn't even get the mic or anything. He just came down and wrestled. And to see him today captivate millions around the world with his little antics and little blurbs, it's something that we didn't bring out from him, but we knew that that boy could work.
Yeah, he had
could
potential.
really work.
And to see this guy on actually that he's mentioning now, to see this guy, you know, full out on Monday Night Raw all the time now, and looking back, and that guy wrestled for us. You know, it is a really cool feeling knowing that, you know, where he is today.
You opened up the door
and
for
he
him.
Was part of, we were part of his stepping stones, which is really cool. Another thing that just came to my head is when we first started wrestling, wrestlers from Quebec couldn't work in Ontario unless you had a license. In Ontario, you needed a license to wrestle here. And the thing, there was a lot of great wrestlers out in Montreal and the surrounding area, even up to Quebec City, that didn't come to Ontario because it cost, I believe it was $75 for a license to wrestle. And I believe there was about 7-8 guys from Montreal and Quebec area that we really want to come wrestle for EWA, and actually EWA paid for their licenses so we can have them here in Ontario and introduce them into the Ontario scene.
Wow.
How's everybody doing tonight? Everybody want to see us crown a new champion tonight? This is the EWA Shock and Awe title.
So, if we say what was your favorite moment in your wrestling career, and if there was any regrets?
My favorite moment, it was a nerve-wrack. Every single show was nerve-wracking because it is a lot of work to put these shows on, and sometimes you have it where wrestlers don't end up showing up sometimes, and you're flipping the script right on the fly at this point. But after all that's done, the first match is about to come, and the whole area becomes quiet, and the bell rings, and the match is just about to begin. I always like to sit back and I just watch and look at everybody, and it gives me goosebumps up my neck just for that split second, saying, you know, I did this. All these people out here are all here,
gathered,
and they're being entertained by something that we put together. And for that moment, it's a sense of accomplishment and satisfactory deep down inside that you're entertaining people, whether you're up on that stage or you're the reason for the entertainment.
Over 50 shows been performed since '09. Today, once again, Elite World Artist EWA will hip-hop your day on the main stage at Cornwall's Liftoff 2010. entertainment. As long as now you are all in the music career, and we've heard the beautiful transition from wrestling to music. What shall your fans expect from wrestlers who used to say, "Hang on, guys, are you ready to rumble? Now what are we gonna do?"
Now we're gonna make you dance. We're gonna make you move. We're gonna make you shake it. We're gonna get you get up. We're gonna make you cheer. We're gonna make you bounce. We're gonna make you jump. You name it, we're gonna do it. I mean, we are here to entertain, and we have a passion. Every single one of us in this room have a passion, and everything we do is for our fans, and for our new fans, and upcoming fans, and anybody around the world. Elite world artists is not just meant to be a local thing. We want to be around the world. We want the people in this beautiful planet we live on to know who we are, and we want to bring smiles to everybody's faces.
If we go back a little bit to the wrestling career, when you were a child, were you the only one inspired in your family, in your household, by the wrestling issue? And
No, I actually have I have a brother who's a year younger than me, and we used to drive my parents nuts. We used to tear apart our bedroom, make our own wrestling ring out of our mattresses, and we, body slam each other.
Don't try this at home.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I wanted to say. Please address the viewers and tell them about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please do not try the following at home.
Yeah.
Or in school, or in
we
the
are
backyard,
called
or in the
professionals.
shopping mall.
I've been grounded for putting holes through the walls because we're bouncing off the thing, and someone's head goes. No one got hurt. No one got hurt, but a little damage here and there, breaking things by accident. But
What about the role of the family itself?
it's actually, my father's a huge wrestling fan, and he's the one who introduced me to wrestling. As a little kid, he used to take me to all these old school wrestling shows, like going all the way back to Sonny Warcloud and Freddie Glassie Jr.
Edward Carpentier,
yeah.
Mad Dog Vachon.
The Vashons, and you know what I mean. Like I grew up watching these people, and even my mom. To be honest, my mom used to love wrestling. I remember back in the early '80s when pay-per-view. You were able to get wrestling, and when satellite dishes were the size of your house, I don't know if you remember that, they were really big, not like these little dishes we used to have. The satellite dishes were massive, and we used to have a family member who had one of these, because they were really expensive to have. Not every household had one of these satellite dishes, right?
I believe
But
that.
back then, I mean, right from those pay-per-views, and we would go over to their house, and my mom and my dad and myself and my brother, and we'd all sit down, and everyone would make popcorn, and watch Hulkamania run wild. It was great. I remember like Ultimate Warrior, and shaking on the ropes and stuff like that. Roddy Piper and the Piper's Pit, and just remember remember all these things, going back to the Coco Beware and Junkyard Dog and
Saturday
Brings-
morning
brings back-
WWF cartoon.
brings
no, the
back the
cartoons.
The
The
cartoons.
I don't
you
know
know.
why, but my favorite was Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jake the Snake.
Jake the Snake.
Oh,
yeah. These are all guys that are the reason why I still watch wrestling. You know, and it's just it's entertainment, and when you grow up watching this kind of stuff, it becomes a way of life. You know, and you look forward to that next wrestle. You know, I might not watch wrestling as much as I used to because we're so busy, but I never miss a WrestleMania. I might miss other pay-per-views, but I never miss WrestleMania. I never will. I
So
can't.
the fan
We're making
in
it
you
a-
You know,
never-
and
never
even
goes
Hollywood, I'm
away.
like, Hollywood, you know, WrestleMania is coming in March, and she knows this, and I have a bunch of guys that come down. I have to give a shout out to my cousin Matthew Hutt. This guy is probably the biggest wrestling fan. This guy makes his own promotional videos just for the fun of it, of all his favorite wrestlers and stuff
Yeah.
like this. And J&M Productions, and they're so awesome. They've helped us out a lot with some of our editing and all that, and they're always there on our side. And again, this is my cousin, so
Yeah.
he's about 8 years younger. And you were asking how the family, and you know, because of me and my brother,
Yeah,
we
how
had.
important
I
it
remember,
is,
I
yeah.
remember the old school wrestling rings that you used to be able to buy. I got that for Christmas with the big action figures, the rubbers, and you can bounce them in the ring and stuff like that. And as I grew
Yeah.
up, I ended up giving this to my cousin, and that inspired him, and now he's a big wrestling fan, and that'll never change. I mean, anything that comes up that has to do with independent wrestling, he's always there. As he goes everywhere, and he's been so inspired by it. So every time we do
I
wrestling,
wonder,
he gets involved.
Hollywood, how do you feel about all this?
You know, it's great. It's a passion. I mean, I'm behind the scenes. I was always behind the
Uh-huh.
scenes doing the paperwork side, the art side, the
Waivers,
the tickets,
graphics.
the waivers, the paper, the food.
She kept us in check.
I kept them in check.
Absolutely. When
Yeah.
we were dreaming big, she's
Yeah, well, I
Yeah,
gotta keep
going,
them
"Whoa,
grounded
guys,"
because
like,
sometimes you gotta take those little baby steps. And I mean, they've got WrestleMania up here already in their minds, and I'm going, okay, well, can we just do this one show and see how it goes?
Could we
Yeah.
repeat what Maple Leaf Wrestling did in the 70s and host the first show in the Simul Arena in 25 years? Can we pull that off in 30 days?
And we did.
And we did.
Yeah.
Wow.
In a time where insurance companies didn't want to insure independent wrestling
Yes.
companies in Canada due to an insurance job that happened with a wrestler who got injured at a show, who's a professional. He actually performed with WWF and WCW at the time. And the insurance companies went sour, and it was incredibly hard for wrestling feds like
someone,
Ring
yes.
Wars and Apocalypse Wrestling out of
Mhm.
Toronto to even run. These guys, they've never had issues like that before.
Mhm.
And we got insurance in 3 days.
Wow. So
We-
you do have some hidden powers, don't you?
I don't
Just
know.
music, I
just-
guess.
It clicked.
I believe if you're gonna promote something or advertise for something, it's all in the professional mannerism, how you present this to someone.
True.
And if you can present this to someone in a professional way, people are gonna look at it like it's
Respond.
we're responsible and we're looking to do something legit.
And Ken Ayashi of the Ontario Athletic Commission saw our vision and our goal
Uh-huh.
of what we wanted to accomplish with Canadian independent wrestling back in Canada.
So they
And
they
right
did
back
back
to
you
square
up,
100%,
yeah.
We were back
Which
in
is
every
fantastic.
avenue.